Okay, we will start. The number of students is still less. It is only 45 students are there. Okay, I will start. Okay, I will just share the screen. Can you see my screen? I have shared the screen. Everyone, can you see the screen? Yes, yes, and I have. Okay. Today we will take new topic from toxicology. So last time we have seen different types of injuries, then different types of asphyxia, hanging, strangulation, drowning, and so many types of death by asphyxia. Now today we will go to toxicology. We will go to the next group of poisons. We have seen classification of poisons. We have completed metals, corrosives, uh, many poisons we have completed. Now we will go to the next group of poisons, that is somniferous poison. Somniferous means which induce the sleep. So somniferous poisons are also called as narcotics. Somniferous poisons or narcotics, they are थेरेपिटिकली मतलब ट्रीटमेंट में बहुत सारी बीमारियों के ट्रीटमेंट में वो यूज किए जाते हैं वो एज ए मेडिसिन. सो थेरेपिटिकली दे आर यूज टू रिड्यूस पेन. सो सोमनीफेरस पॉइजन हो जो भी नार्कोटिक सब्सटेंसेस है, they are used to reduce the pain, so they are used as analgesic and as well as to induce the sleep. सोने के लिए स्लीपिंग के लिए भी सोने के लिए भी इस्तेमाल किया जाता है और टू रिड्यूस द पेन also. So all these will come under somniferous poisons called as narcotics. So under somniferous poison, most important poison is opium. So opium can be asked as a 20 mark long question. Uh, Now, by the time you might have come to know, on toxicology there are 2 mark question. On toxicology there are 5 mark short note, and on toxicology there is 20 mark long question. And on forensic medicine there are 2 mark question. On forensic medicine there are 5 mark short notes, and on forensic medicine there are 4 10-mark questions in question number 4. So toxicology is asked as a 2-mark question, 5 mark short note, and 20-mark long question. So out of those 3 questions, question number 5, 6, 7, out of these 3 questions, one question is always from general toxicology. So that can be classification, routes of entry, factors modifying action of the poison, general treatment of the poison, that gastric lavage, chelating agents, antidotes, and all so many things. So all उनमें ये जो सब टॉपिक है जनरल टॉक्सिकोलॉजी में से, एंड ऑल्सो ड्यूटीज ऑफ डॉक्टर इन केस ऑफ पॉइजनिंग. सो ऑल दिस टॉपिक्स फ्रॉम जनरल टॉक्सिकोलॉजी, इनमें एक लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन तो आना ही है. And 2 will be from individual poisons like morphine, snake bite, arsenic, lead, whatever. So opium is also asked as a 20-mark long question, and also can be asked as a 5-mark short note in divided question. So opium, तुम लोगों ने कई बार उसका नाम सुना होगा, opium. So opium is a dried juice. Opium is a dried juice obtained by incision of unripe capsules of white poppy. In pharmacy also, you might have heard the name opium. So opium is a also name of a homeopathic medicine. So the homeopathic medicine opium is prepared from the same plant. So opium is a dried juice that has been derived from unripe capsule of white poppy that grows in India widely. Alkaloids. Now, what are the alkaloids present in opium? Can be asked as a 2-mark question. Alkaloids of opium. There are two groups. There are two groups of alkaloids. One is phenanthrene, and another is isoquinoline. So phenanthrene is having main narcotic action. Just you can read this line again. They are used mainly to reduce the pain, that is as analgesic, and to induce the sleep. एक तो पेन रिड्यूस करने के लिए दे विल बी यूज्ड एज एनाल्जेसिक, एंड दे विल बी यूज्ड टू इंड्यूस द स्लीप. अगर किसी को नींद नहीं आ रही, the person suffering from insomnia and also this opium derivatives can be given to induce the sleep. So why this analgesic and this somniferous activity, analgesic and narcotic activity, because of these two groups of alkaloids. So phenanthrene is responsible for narcotic activity. So phenanthrene will induce the sleep, and isoquinoline is having analgesic action. So it will give analgesia, that is, it will relieve the pain. So just remember the two names, phenanthrene for narcotic action and isoquinoline for analgesic action. So phenanthrene are the main components which give this narcotic activity are morphine, codeine and thebaine. Morphine, codeine and thebaine, their percentage has been given in bracket. And isoquinolines are mainly papaverine and narcotin. Papaverine and narcotin. So these are the two, and these analgesic substances, the substances which are giving the analgesic property are having no narcotic properties. So narcotic properties are only because of phenanthrene, these morphine, codeine and thebaine, and isoquinolines will have only analgesic property. They will not induce sleep. They are papaverine and narcotin. Now, you know poppy seed, you might have heard this name several times and you might have seen in your pharmacy department also. Poppy seed, also called as खसखस. माहिती ना, आपण किचन मध्ये स्वयंपाकामध्ये वगैरे वापरतो काही पदार्थांमध्ये, स्वीट्स मध्ये पर्टिक्युलरली. सो दिस खसखस इज क्रीमिश इन कलर. खसखस माहिती ना, पाहिली ना सगळ्यांनी खसखस? कुठल्या पदार्थामध्ये वापरतो आपण खसखस? हा, अनारस करताना त्याच्यावरती, येस, अनारस करताना त्याच्यावरती लावतात ना तळायच्या आधी, म्हणजे ते माहिती ना, कळलं ना तुम्हाला, व्हॉट इज खसखस? सो दिस खसखस इज क्रीमिश इन कलर. It is having no analgesic or no narcotic properties. It is harmless, and it is mainly used to sprinkle over the sweets. It is sprinkled over the sweets for decorative purpose and all. So these are poppy seeds called as khaskhas. Now we'll see the characteristic or properties of crude opium. We'll see the properties of crude opium. Crude opium is dark brown when it is freshly taken out from the plant. So it is dark brown. It turns black on standing. It is having characteristic smell and bitter taste. अगदी कडू असतं चवीला. So it is bitter taste. It is having bitter taste. Then alkaloids also used. The alkaloids of the crude opium are used in the medicine. They are mainly morphine and codeine. Now you know morphine is a very good analgesic. Morphine is a very good analgesic. And whatever the analgesic they are prepared from opium are called as opiate analgesic. You can call it opiate group of analgesic. Now there are two groups. Now this is the actually part of allopathy, but in analgesic there are two types of analgesic. First is non-steroidal and steroidal. In non-steroidal there are opiates and non-opiates. So analgesics which are prepared from opium are called as opiates, and commonly used analgesics are morphine, and this codeine is having different properties. So these are narcotics or sedatives, and also poisoning can occur by this crude opium. So alkaloids used in the medicine are morphine and codeine, and these are narcotics or mainly used for the sedative purpose, and their consumption in irrational dose or large dose can cause poisoning. Now these are some of the images of opium. You can see this is fruit. This is fruit of opium. These are the flowers, and this is also flower, fully bloomed flower. So these are opium. याचा चार्ट पण FMT वर FMT डिपार्टमेंट लावलेला आहे. बुक मध्ये कदाचित I think there is no photograph in the book. So this is plant of opium. It's fruit and flowers. Okay, now we'll see signs and symptoms of poisoning by opium. Opium and morphine. Signs and symptoms of poisoning by opium and morphine. So symptoms of opium poisoning are those of morphine poisoning, because in opium there is a high morphine content. Opium मध्ये morphine खूप जास्त प्रमाणात असतं. That's why the symptoms of opium poisoning are very similar to the symptoms of morphine. So we'll see it in, together. So symptoms begin at half to 1 hour. Half to 1 hour after ingestion, and within a few minutes after injection. If it has been taken orally, if opium or morphine has been taken orally, signs and symptoms will start within a few minutes, within a few hours, maybe half to 1 hour. And if it has been taken in injection form, morphine injection सुद्धा येतं. So if the morphine is taken in injection form, the symptoms will begin in a few minutes. Now opium poisoning passes through the three stages. Opium poisoning passes through the three stages. So first stage is stage of excitement. So the person will be excited because of stimulation of the higher centers. So stage of excitement. But if the opium or morphine has been taken in large dose, if the morphine has been taken in large dose, this stage of excitement will be absent and person will directly go into stage of unconsciousness. That is the second stage of super. So stage of excitement in which the patient will have pleasurable mental excitement for short duration. मतलब बहुत अच्छा लगेगा उसको, एकदम प्लेजेंट फीलिंग आएगा. सो पेशेंट विल लाफ, पेशेंट विल हैव लाफ्टर, hallucinations, increase heart rate, and if it has occurred, this poisoning has occurred in children, during this stage of excitement the children can have convulsions. Just remember, stage of excitement will be absent in case of too large dose. Patient will have pleasurable mental excitement with laughter, hallucination and increased heart rate. Now this stage will be immediately followed by stage of super. So the stage of super is Rutuja, so much noise you are making. Please mute yourself. Rutuja, you are making so much noise. Rutuja, okay. Okay, so this stage of super, now this excitement will pass. The stage of excitement will pass away and patient will go into drowsiness. So there will be weariness, headache, giddiness, आता डोकं दुखेल, चक्कर यायला सुरुवात होईल, and there will be feeling of wet, feeling of wet or heaviness in the limbs. Now patient will have strong tendency to sleep. Survatila he was excited, he was very much excited, laughing and all, but now the person will have tendency to sleep from which can be aroused by external stimuli. म्हणजे त्याला जोरात फटका मारून हलवून काहीतरी पेनफुल स्टिम्युलस देऊन that person can be aroused. Now pupils will be contracted, face and lips will be cyanosed, there will be itching on the skin. That is again another clinical feature of opium poisoning, that is itching on the skin, and pulse and respiration will be normal. In early stage there will be increased heart rate. In the early stage there will be increased heart rate. Now it will slowly come down because now the patient is becoming calm, going to sleep. Patient is having strong tendency to sleep. That's why pulse and respiration will come to normal. And very important is third stage, that is called as stage of narcosis. आता इथे patient पूर्ण unconscious होऊन जाईल. So patient will go into deep coma. You are getting how the poisoning is occurring, how it is going sequentially. Initially the patient will have stage of एक्साइटमेंट, इकडे तिकडे उड्या मारेल, हसेल, त्याला हॅल्युसिनेशन्स येतील, काहीतरी व्हिज्युअल ऑडिटरी हॅल्युसिनेशन्स वगैरे. विल बी फॉलोड बाय स्टेज ऑफ सुपर वेअर नाव विल गो इन टू स्लीप. And third will be stage of narcosis, in which that is the narcotic effect. So here now the nervous system or all the higher centers will get suppressed, or depressed. All the higher centers will get depressed. So patient will go into deep coma from which patient cannot be aroused. आता इथं तुम्ही त्याला किती जोरात चिमटा काढला, पेनफुल स्टिम्युलस दिलं, जोरात फटका मारला, then also this patient will not wake up. So patient will go into deep coma from which patient cannot be aroused. All the muscles will be relaxed, the reflexes will be lost, the knee reflex and all those reflexes will be lost. Pupils will be pinpoint and not reacting to light. अगदी छोटे pinpoint pupils, the pupils will be constricted, they will be very small, what we call it as pinpoint pupils, and not reacting to light. Blood pressure will also drop. Breathing will become very slow, that is hardly 2 to 4 respirations per minute. So the respiration will also very slow, which is sighing and irregular, what we call it as Cheyne-Stokes breathing. I think you have completed in physiology what is Cheyne-Stokes breathing. It is present in so many pathological conditions or abnormal conditions. Cheyne-Stokes breathing. Then body temperature will drop, body temperature is low, skin will become cold and it is bathed in the sweat. अख्ख्या अंगावर पेशंटला खूप घाम येतो. सो पेशंट इज बेद इन द स्वेट, अगदी आंघोळ त्याची घामानी आंघोळ होऊन जाते. सो बेद इन द स्वेट, frothing from the mouth, and coma will be deepened. The patient has gone into deep coma, there will be frothing from the mouth and coma will become more and more serious. And death will occur because of asphyxia, because of respiratory paralysis, because all the centers, all the important centers in the nervous system, they will get suppressed. uh, So will respiratory center will also get depressed, and there will be stoppage of respiration, which was only 2 to 4 respirations per minute. Now it will furthermore will be depressed, and patient will have difficult respiration, and because of respiratory paralysis patient will develop asphyxia and will die because of asphyxia. And in some there can be twitching and convulsion just before the death. In some patients the twitching of all the muscles and even convulsions can occur, not in all, but in some patients there can be twitching and convulsions in some patients. Got the three stages? Stage of excitement, where there will be excitement or stimulation of all the centers in higher centers in the brain, causing laughter, hallucination, increased heart rate. Stage of super, where there will be headache, giddiness, heaviness of the limbs, strong tendency to sleep, pupils are contracted, and now pulse and respiration will come down to normal. And third stage of narcosis, where the patient will go into deep coma, muscles will be relaxed, reflexes will be lost, pinpoint pupil. Remember this characteristic, because there are some poisons where there will be dilatation of the pupil, there are some poisons where there is constriction of the pupil. अजिबात त्याच्यामध्ये गोंधळ करू नका, ती सगळी पॉइझन्स तुम्हाला लक्षात ठेवायला लागतील, कारण ओरल मध्ये असा प्रश्न विचारतात, मेन्शन अ फ्यू पॉइझन्स विच कॉज डायलेटेशन ऑफ द pupil, mention four poisons which cause constriction of the pupil. So you should be very precise with your answer. And there can also be 2-mark question. Give the example of the poison which cause pinpoint pupil, or give 2 example of the poisons which cause dilatation of the pupil. Can be asked as a 2-mark question also. So remember, opium causes pinpoint or constricted pupil which are not reacting to light, and because of respiratory paralysis patient can develop asphyxia and death occurs because of asphyxia. So these are the three stages: stage of excitement, stage of super, and stage of narcosis. What कळते का everyone? We are getting the stage of poison. This is very important. These stages are very important. If you have any difficulty, you can anytime unmute yourself and interrupt me. If you have any difficulty, I will repeat or I will explain you. So the opium poisoning will pass through 3 stages. Remember, it is asked as a 5-mark short note also. Signs and symptoms of opium poisoning. Only this much can be a 5-mark short note. So you will have to write it in 3 stages: excitement, super, and narcosis. These are the 3 stages. Now we'll see diagnosis. Now why I am telling you differential, this is differential diagnosis, that I will tell you. How will you come to know that the patient is suffering from opium or morphine poisoning? So diagnosis will be deep coma from which patient cannot be aroused. म्हणजे पेशंटला तुम्ही किती हलवलं, त्याच्या तोंडावर पाणी मारलं, पेनफुल स्टिम्युलस दिलं, सुईने टोचलं, चिमटा काढला, the patient will not respond. Patient will be in a state of deep coma from which patient cannot be aroused. All the muscles will be relaxed, reflexes will be lost, pupils will be pinpoints, not reacting to light. Patient will have Cheyne-Stokes breathing, and all the secretions are suspended except skin. All the secretions like saliva, watering from the eye, all the secretions will be suspended except skin, because patient is having profuse perspiration, profuse sweating is there, and patient will have low body temperature. म्हणजे अंगाला तुम्ही हात लावून पाहिलं तर बॉडी एकदम थंड, आणि पेशंटला खूप घाम आलाय, अख्खं अंग पूर्ण अंघोळ झाली त्या पेशंटची घामाने, सगळे कपडे वगैरे त्याच्या घामाने भिजलेले असतील. So if patient comes to you, or the patient has been brought to you in such a condition, unconscious, not responding to painful stimuli, pinpoint pupil, you can suspect for opium. Now before going to differential diagnosis, असा एखादा unconscious patient, असा एखादा अनकॉन्शियस पेशंट तुमच्या हॉस्पिटलला घेऊन आलेत, रिलेटिव्स किंवा अटेंडंट घेऊन आलेत, तर तो फक्त ओपियम पॉइझनिंगनेच बेशुद्ध झालाय असं नाही. देअर आर सम अदर कंडिशन्स विच कॅन कॉज अनकॉन्शियसनेस. म्हणजे बेशुद्ध अवस्थेत पेशंट तुमच्याकडे घेऊन आलाय, देअर आर सम अदर कंडिशन दॅट you should know. So these are the differential diagnosis, DD, that is differential diagnosis. That is very important, कारण बेशुद्ध अवस्थेत आलेला प्रत्येक पेशंट हा ओपियम पॉइझनिंगचाच असेल असं नाही. So you should rule out the other conditions which will cause unconsciousness. So differential diagnosis are, now this is a separate question. Differential diagnosis of opium poisoning is asked as a 5-mark short note. Very commonly it has been asked repeatedly. This question has been asked as a 5-mark short note, or when it is asked as a 20-mark question, separate question, write in detail signs and symptoms of opium poisoning, its whatever that medical legal aspect, and what पोस्टमॉर्टम अपीरन्स अँड ॲड अ नोट ऑन डिफरन्शियल डायग्नोसिस. म्हणजे एखादा पेशंट अनकॉन्शियस कंडिशनमध्ये आलाय, इट इज नॉट ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ ओपियम पॉयझनिंग. व्हॉट आर द अदर कंडिशन? So first is CVA. What is CVA? Cerebrovascular accident. Now this term you will study in detail in fourth year medicine. You will study it in detail in medicine. So CVA is cerebrovascular accident. Means, can you tell me by the name cerebrovascular accident, the another name म्हणजे काय होतं एक्झॅक्टली त्याच्यामध्ये? सेरेब्रोवॅस्क्युलर ऍक्सिडेंट नावावरून लक्षात येते का तुमच्या काही? कसला पेशंट असेल तो अनकॉन्शियस कंडिशन मध्ये आणलाय? सेरेब्रोवॅस्क्युलर ऍक्सिडेंटला सोप्या शब्दात काय म्हणतात? एनीवन? नसेल माहित तुम्हाला कदाचित, कदाचित नसेल माहित. एनीवन यू कॅन गेस सेरेब्रोवॅस्क्युलर ऍक्सिडेंट? नो? So cerebrovascular. Yes, yes. Anyone want to attempt? If you are wrong, no problem. Stroke. Yes, very good. Cerebrovascular accident means stroke. Stroke म्हणजे काय? फटका नाही. स्ट्रोक म्हणजे फटका नाही. व्हॉट इज स्ट्रोक? पॅरालिसिस. पॅरालिसिस. मी तुम्हाला मुद्दाम स्ट्रेस करून ते लॉंग फॉर्म सांगतो त्याचा. सेरेब्रोवॅस्क्युलर म्हणजे ब्लडला सप्लाई करणारे जे आर्टरीज असतात, व्हाट आर द आर्टरीज दे आर सप्लाइंग द ब्लड, उनमें से कोई आर्टरी में अगर ब्लीडिंग होता है या थ्रोम्बोसिस होता है, आइदर बाय थ्रोम्बोसिस or by hemorrhage, if that part of the blood, that part of the brain has lost its blood supply, so it will cause paralysis. तर असा एखादा पॅरालिसिस आहे, इथं काहीतरी सेरेब्रोवॅस्क्युलर ऍक्सिडेंट झालाय. that can be in the form of hemorrhage or that can be in the form of infarct because of thrombosis. इन्फॉक्शन झालं असेल ब्रेनच्या एका सेरेब्रल इन्फॉक्ट, व्हॉट वी कॉल इट एज, एकतर सेरेब्रल इन्फॉक्ट असेल किंवा ब्लिडिंग झालेलं असेल एखादी आर्टरी डॅमेज झाल्यामुळे. सो इट विल लीड टू अनकॉन्शियसनेस. असा एखादा स्ट्रोकचा किंवा पॅरालिसिसचा पेशंट सडनली अनकॉन्शियस होऊ शकतो. सो सेरेब्रोवॅस्क्युलर ऍक्सिडेंट विल कॉज अनकॉन्शियसनेस. अनदर व्हेरी कॉमन मेटाबॉलिक कंडिशन इज युरेमिक कोमा. Uremic coma, blood urea level if it is very high. Now in which condition uremic coma will occur? When the blood urea levels will be high? Any condition which will cause increased blood urea level? Anyone? Blood urea level कधी वाढेल? Very simple. Kidney failure, renal failure. If the patient is having renal failure, what will happen? Blood urea level will go on increasing, and increased blood urea level will affect the nervous system and patient will go into uremic coma. Another thing is diabetic coma. Same thing. Severe diabetes, patient can go into coma, diabetic coma. Next is alcohol poisoning. After consumption of large dose of alcohol, patient will become unconscious, and also in severe cases, one can go into coma. OPP is organophosphorus poisoning, that we are going to study later on. That is the another poison, organophosphorus poisoning. Here also the patient becomes unconscious, and here also the pupils are constricted. The pupils are constricted. That pinpoints pupil. That is a pinpoint pupil in case of organophosphorus poisoning. Then carbolic acid poisoning, we have seen it. Carbolic acid poisoning. Here also the patient can become unconscious. Epileptic coma means after the convulsions. After the epilepsy or convulsions, patient can go into post-epileptic unconsciousness or coma. And hysterical coma, that is because of the psychiatric condition. Because of the psychiatric condition, certain mental disorders, in certain mental illnesses, patient can go into coma, patient can become unconscious. So these are some of the differential diagnosis. Now we will see one by one. So what is cerebrovascular accident? So how will you come to know that patient is not a case of opium poisoning, but it is a case of cerebrovascular accident? It generally occurs in elderly. शक्यतो म्हाताऱ्यांमध्ये होतं जास्त ब्लड प्रेशरमुळे किंवा atherosclerotic changes in the cerebral vessels and all. So it is generally occurs in old people. The onset is abrupt. Onset is abrupt with hemiplegia. Just I told you, paralysis or stroke. ब्रेनच्या एखाद्या भागाचा ब्लड सप्लाय बंद झाला, मे बी बाय इन्फॉक्ट और बाय हेमरेज. Whatever the part that is supplied by controlled by that part of the brain will undergo paralysis. So patient will have hemiplegia, that is paralysis of one part of the body, on one side of the body. So it will have sudden onset with hemiplegia. Clinically there will be signs of hemiplegia will be there, and pupils will be unequal. एक dilated असेल, एक constricted असेल. Pupils will be unequal. Noisy breathing, there will be rise in the blood pressure. कारण जर पेशंटला हायपरटेन्शनमुळे सेरेब्रोव्हॅस्क्युलर ॲक्सिडेंट किंवा ब्लिडिंग झालं असेल ब्रेनमध्ये, सो पेशंट विल क्लिनिकली हॅव hypertension and increased body temperature due to stimulation of heat regulating center in the third ventricle. So increased body temperature will be there because of involvement of the center that is controlling the body temperature. Next is metabolic coma. Metabolic coma like uremic or diabetic. In uremic coma, the breath will have uriniferous smell, just like urine. So breath of smell of the breath will be uriniferous because of increased blood urea level. And patient will have history of kidney disease. तो काय सडनली येणार नाही. सो पेशंट विल हॅव हिस्ट्री ऑफ रिनल फेल्युअर, म्हणजे त्याच्या आधी त्याच्या चेहऱ्यावर सूज असेल, पायावर सूज असेल, देअर विल बी इडिमा ऑल ओव्हर द बॉडी इंडिकेटिव्ह ऑफ ऑर सजेस्टिव्ह ऑफ सम किडनी डिसीज. कारण किडनी डिसीजचा पेशंट सडनली युरेमिक कोमामध्ये जाणार नाही. ही विल हॅव अदर साइन्स अँड सिम्पटम्स ऑफ रिनल डिसीज लाईक edema all over the body and all, and cardiac symptoms. Patient can have some cardiac symptoms during this uremic coma also. Then diabetic coma. Now diabetic coma, again there will be history of diabetes. Patient will have history of diabetes and the breath will be sweetish. Breath will be sweetish but disagreeable odor. And there will be episodes of rapid respiration, what we call it as air hunger. म्हणजे इथे chain stroke breathing नसेल, patient will have रॅपिड एपिसोड्स ऑफ रॅपिड रेस्पिरेशन. जोरजोरात श्वास घेईल पेशंट, लांब श्वास घेण्याचा प्रयत्न करेल आणि नंतर परत ब्रीथिंग कमी होईल. दीज आर द एपिसोड्स ऑफ रॅपिड रेस्पिरेशन कॉल्ड ॲज एअर हंगर. नेक्स्ट इज अल्कोहोल पॉइझनिंग. आता अल्कोहोल पॉइझनिंग कसं कळेल तुम्हाला? पेशंटच्या जवळ गेले की लगेच कळेल. दॅट इज स्मेल ऑफ द ब्रेथ. अल्कोहोलचा वास येईल त्याच्या तोंडाला, श्वासाला. देर विल बी स्मेल ऑफ द अल्कोहोल विल बी देअर. Then the pupils will be dilated. That is very important sign found in alcohol poisoning. Alcohol poisoning मध्ये pupils are dilated. Now Macevan sign we will study when we will study in detail about alcohol poisoning. I will not tell you here what is Macevan sign. So Macevan sign is asked as a 2-mark question that we will study it in detail when we will study alcohol poison separately. There will not be paralysis in alcohol poisoning. So important is smell of the breath, sweetish disagreeable smell, diabetic coma, uriniferous smell, युरेमिक कोमा अँड स्मेल ऑफ द अल्कोहोल. म्हणजे तुम्हाला लगेच कळेल अल्कोहोलमुळे अनकॉन्शियस झालेला आहे पेशंट त्याच्या वासावरून आणि हिस्ट्रीवरून. नेक्स्ट इज कार्बन मोनॉक्साइड पॉइझनिंग. अगेन स्मेल ऑफ द ब्रेथ, दॅट कार्बोलिक ॲसिड, स्मेल ऑफ द कार्बोलिक ॲसिड विल बी देअर and there will be stained patches on lips and mouth and green urine, what we call it as carboluria. We have studied it, the green colored urine when exposed to the air. Organophosphorus poisoning. Organophosphorus poison, this is very dangerous, deadly poison. ऑर्गॅनोफॉस्फरस म्हणजे कीटकनाशके वगैरे घेतात ना, ते बरेच जण आत्महत्या करण्यासाठी शेतकरी किंवा काही घरात सहजासहजी उपलब्ध असतं ऑर्गॅनोफॉस्फरस. शेतीमध्ये वापरली जाणारी औषधं किंवा कीटकनाशक. सो दिस ऑर्गॅनोफॉस्फरस पॉइझनिंग इन विच देर विल बी फ्रॉथिंग फ्रॉम माउथ अँड नोज अँड केरोसिन और गार्लिक लाईक स्मेल. आता त्या औषधांचा वास तुम्हाला माहिती आहे, कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक असा लसणासारखा किंवा डार्क एकदम. Again important thing is smell of the breath, kerosene like or garlic like smell, and pupils will be constricted. In organophosphorus poisoning also the pupils are constricted. This is about the differential diagnosis. It's very important, ask as a separate question, what is the differential diagnosis of opium poisoning. So first is cerebrovascular accident, that is because of stroke. A disturbed blood supply of the brain either by hemorrhage or by the thrombosis. Metabolic may be uremic coma because of renal failure or diabetic coma because of too much uncontrolled rise in the blood sugar level. Then alcohol poisoning, you will have characteristic smell and dilated pupils. Carbolic acid poisoning and organophosphorus poisoning. So this is about differential diagnosis. Now this fatal dose and fatal period, again very commonly asked as a 2-mark question. कुठल्याही पॉइझनचा फॅटल पिरियड, फॅटल डोस विचारला जाऊ शकतो. ओपियम बराच वेळा विचारलेला आहे. सो फॅटल डोस ऑफ ओपियम इफ एनी पर्सन इज नॉन ॲडिक्ट. नॉन ॲडिक्ट म्हणजे त्यांनी यापूर्वी कधी ओपियम घेतलेलं नाही, अशा माणसामध्ये साधारण 200 मिलीग्रॅम ऑफ मॉर्फिन. आणि व्हाय आय एम मेन्शनिंग इट हिअर ॲज नॉन ॲडिक्ट, बिकॉज इफ एनी पर्सन इज ॲडिक्टेड टू ओपियम, म्हणजे नशेसाठी किंवा ॲनाल्जेसिक पेन रिलीफसाठी एखादा माणूस रिपीटेडली किंवा सारखं ओपियम घेत असेल तर त्याच्यामध्ये फॅटल डोस कसा असेल, कमी असेल की जास्त असेल? से because that person is repeatedly taking the opium, maybe for analgesic property, काहीतरी पेन किलर म्हणून तो घेत असेल, or for inducing the sleep. सारखं तो ओपियमचे काही प्रिपरेशन्स घेत असेल तर त्याच्यामध्ये ऑर्गन ऑफ ओपियमचा फॅटल डोस जास्त असेल, त्याला बाकीच्यापेक्षा जास्त प्रमाणात लागेल. बट इफ एनी पर्सन इज नॉन ॲडिक्ट, की त्यांनी यापूर्वी कधीच असं ओपियम घेतलेलं नाही, so 200 milligram of morphine will be enough to kill an average sized adult. So 200 milligram of morphine is the fatal dose, and the pure tincture of opium, when it is taken in the dose of 10 ml, 10 ml tincture of pure opium is dangerous. So fatal dose is 200 milligram or 10 ml tincture. You will have to give the precise answer, you will get full marks. And fatal period, death occurs within 45 minutes. So death occurs within 45 minutes. That's why treatment should be energetic and fast. So even if the patient is in a coma, treatment should be done with patience. अगदी शांत डोकं ठेवून व्यवस्थितपणे हँडल करायचा पेशंट, कारण पेशंट इज इन अनकॉन्शियस स्टेट. पेशंट तुमच्याकडे आणलाय तोपर्यंत पूर्णपणे कोमामध्ये गेलेला असतो. दॅट्स वाय द ट्रीटमेंट शुड बी डन विथ पेशन्स. if the opium has just been swallowed, नुकतंच ते ओपियमच्या किंवा मॉर्फिनच्या गोळ्या खाऊन किंवा क्रूड फॉर्म मधलं ओपियम खाऊन, if the patient has immediately brought to the hospital, emetics should be given so that unabsorbed opium or morphine from the stomach can be taken out through vomiting. So you can go for emetics. What do you mean by emetics? The substances which induce the vomiting. The vomiting center is soon depressed by opium because after that excitement, sopor and narcosis, during narcosis the higher centers are immediately suppressed or depressed. That's why uh, Tushar, mute yourself. Shiva. Tushar, mute yourself. Should I start? करू का start? Only 32 students are there. Should I continue? Okay, only 33 are there. Only 33 students are there. Should I start? Okay, can you hear me, everyone? Can you hear me? No, problem is with the range. Can you hear me, everyone? Okay. Okay, let me see how many participants are there. Okay, joined many of the students, I think. It's nearly 38. Okay, I will continue. You can see the screen? Okay, okay, I will continue. So, if the opium has just been swallowed, you can go for emetics. Vomiting center is depressed, that's why you have to go for gastric lavage, because patient may not vomit because of a depression of the vomiting center. So, stomach wash is to be given with water initially, then with potassium permanganate solution. Opium will be oxidized to the harmless substances. And if the opium has been given by injection, if the opium has been given by injection, then also you can go for stomach wash, because some amount of opium is excreted in stomach. म्हणजे इंजेक्शन जरी दिला असलं तरी आफ्टर सर्क्युलेशन दॅट कॅन बी कॅरीड टू द स्टमक. सो सम अमाउंट ऑफ opium is excreted in the stomach. That's why you can go for stomach wash if the patient has been brought to you after some time after injection. If potassium permanganate is not available, you can go for stomach wash with tannic acid or mixture of finely powdered animal charcoal, because animal charcoal will neutralize the alkaloids. It will neutralize the alkaloids present in the opium. That's why you can go for animal charcoal dissolved in or mixed in the water. You can go for enema to clean the intestine, and kidneys and skin are stimulated for the excretion of poison. For that you can go for IV fluid, saline and all. So this is the treatment part. All these are allopathic medicines. Again, in the treatment part, narcotic antagonist means what are the antidotes? What are the antidotes to the opium poison? So narcotic antagonists are nalorphine and amifenazole. Nalorphine and amifenazole, they will take care of the respiratory depression. So if the respiratory center has been depressed and patient is having difficulty in breathing, or what we call it a chain stop breathing, irregular breathing is there, you can go for nalorphine. It's injection nalorphine can be given. So this nalorphine is specific antidote to morphine and opium. So its dose and all, it has been given 10 to 15 milligram is to be given intravenously every 15 minutes till the pupils dilate, because the basic thing that you will find in case of opium poisoning is pinpoint constricted pupil. Pupil एकदम छोटे pinpoint pupil होतात. And when you will start the injection nalorphine, slowly till जोपर्यंत pupils पूर्णपणे डायलेट होत नाही तोपर्यंत nalorphine दर 15 मिनिटांनी देत राहायचं. 10 to 15 milligram is to be given at every 15 minutes till the pupils dilated and respiration becomes normal and the patient is aroused. Then amifenazole is to be given intramuscularly. 10 milligram amifenazole is to be given. Now all these are allopathic medicine, need not go into detail with that. Nalorphine is the only partial antagonistic and it may cause mania and euphoria. So nowadays naloxone is used. आजकाल कुणी हे nalorphine कुणी वापरत नाही, because it causes mania and euphoria. याच्यामुळे काही psychiatric symptoms येतात. That's why psychiatric disturbances येतात. That's why आजकाल nalorphine ऐवजी naloxone वापरलं जातं. So naloxone is a pure antagonist. It doesn't produce respiratory depression, and its dose and all that has been given. Need not to go in detail with that. Body warmth is to be maintained कारण patient is having profuse perspiration. Patient is having profuse perspiration, body will be cold to touch. That's why you have to maintain the temperature of the body by wrapping the patient. म्हणजे त्याला तुम्ही असे चांगले warm clothes वगैरे अंगावर टाकायचे भरपूर, so that the body temperature will be maintained. Hypothermia नाही झाला पाहिजे पेशंटला. And if the patient is cooperative and conscious, you can give hot coffee or tea, because this morphine is a depressant action. It is having depressant action on higher center. तर मग चहा किंवा कॉफी पिल्याने कसं आपल्याला फ्रेश वाटतं ना, दमलेला असलो, झोपेतून उठलो, असं सुस्तावल्यासारखं मरगळ असली, थकवा असला की आपण काय करतो, एखादा कप चहा किंवा कॉफी पितो. सो दिस टी, that is tannic acid, and coffee caffeine. These are having stimulant action on the brain. They are having stimulant action. So if patient is cooperative and conscious, you can give hot coffee or tea. असं एखादा cup coffee किंवा चहा प्यायला दिला पेशंटला, patient will feel better. That's because of that stimulant action. And in early stage, patient should be kept awake by making him walk. म्हणजे पेशंटला झोपून द्यायचं नाही. जर पेशंट कॉन्शियस असेल, सारखं बोलत राहा त्याच्याबरोबर, काही ना काही त्याला प्रश्न विचारत राहा. कीप द पेशंट टॉकिंग अँड मेक हिम वॉक. त्याला बेडवरून उठून चालायला लावा, जेणेकरून तो झोपला नाही पाहिजे. कारण तो एकदा का झोपला, कॉमामध्ये गेला, तर मग इट कॅन कॉम्प्लिकेट. सो 5% ग्लुकोज कॅन बी गिवन इन IV fluids for shock. And all these are allopathic medicine, nicotinamide and all. I'll not go in detail with that. Artificial respiration. If the respiratory center is depressed, and patient is having difficulty in respiration, you can go for artificial respiration with oxygen. Antibiotics to prevent the secondary infections, and treatment should be continued till the patient becomes conscious, and even then care must be taken. And recovery is common if patient survives for 24 hours. So what is the fatal period? The death occurs within 45 minutes. पण ट्रीटमेंट चालू असताना when the patient will survive for 24 hours, म्हणजे साधारण 24 तासापर्यंत जर पेशंटचा मृत्यू झाला नाही पॉइझन घेतल्यानंतर, ही विल रिकव्हरी इज लाईकली, म्हणजे त्याचे वाचण्याचे चान्सेस आहेत. सो क्रिटिकल पिरियड इज 24 hours. फर्स्ट 24 hours are critical in case of opium poisoning. Okay, this is all about opium poison, its clinical features, signs and symptoms, treatment and all. So this post-mortem appearance and medical legal aspect we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow I don't have any exam duty. I will take your lecture at 3 p.m. only. दुपारी 3 वाजताच घेईल मी lecture according to timetable. Today I was busy in college, that's why I couldn't take the lecture at 3 p.m. Tomorrow I will take the lecture at 3 p.m. Got? This is very important poison. This opium is very important and repeatedly asked as a 20 मार्क एवढ्या वेळा विचारला गेलेला नाहीये. 5 मार्क शॉर्ट नोट्स बऱ्याचशा आहेत ओपीएम वर. कॅन बी डिफरन्शियल डायग्नोसिस or signs and symptoms, that is stages of opium poison, and some 2 mark questions also, that is fatal dose and fatal period of opium. So many questions are there. कळते का एव्हरीवन? काही अडचण, काही प्रॉब्लेम? ओके. सो ओपियम, रिमेंबर द 3 स्टेजेस. लक्षात ठेवा, म्हणजे तुम्ही या 3 स्टेजची नावं जर लिहिली ना, आतमध्ये काय लिहिले कोणी बघणार नाही. स्टेजेस ऑफ ओपियम पॉइझन व सायन्स अँड सिम्पटम्स ऑफ ओपियम पॉइझन, तुम्ही 3 स्टेजेसची नावं लिहिली, स्टेज ऑफ एक्साइटमेंट, स्टेज ऑफ सुपर अँड स्टेज ऑफ नार्कोसिस, यू विल गेट 5 पैकी 3-4 मार्क देऊन एक्झामिनर पुढे जाईल. सो इफ यू नो द स्टेजेस or headings, main headings, need not to mug up all these things. Understanding is important. So this is about signs and symptoms and treatment part of opium poisoning. Okay then, थांबायचं इथे. Enough for today. Okay then, see you. Bye. I will end the meeting for all. Bye. See you tomorrow at 3 p.m. उद्या 3 वाजताच घेईल मी. जरी मी ग्रुपमध्ये मेसेज टाकला नाही, समजा बाय चान्स विसरलो तर, we will take the lecture by 3 p.m. only. Okay then, bye. See you. We'll take the lecture at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Bye.